Solve for x and y simultaneously. So the first step is for us to label these two equations. So firstly, we're gonna have this one as our first equation, and then this one as our second equation. And then from the first equation here, we can either make x or y the subject of the formula. So let us make y the subject of the formula from the first equation. So we have the first equation. So this is our first equation. Let's make y the subject of the formula. So we just have to divide both sides by 2 so that y can be the subject. And then we know that after dividing, this 2 here will cancel with this 2, which will make our y equals to x plus 2 over 2. So we will have, so basically this will be our third equation. And then the next step, we just have to substitute the value of y in the second equation. So let's write the second equation. So on the second equation here, we just have to substitute x plus 2 over 2 where there's y. So we'll have, so it's 1 over x. So here, I'm just gonna do it like this. Gonna have 1 divided by, so in a place of y we put x plus 2 over 2, then equals 1. And after this, we will have 1 over x plus 1. So this division, we're going to turn it to a multiplication sign. So when we change a division sign to a multiplication sign, we know that the numerator will become the denominator and the denominator will become the numerator. So we'll have, so it's now 2 over x plus 2. This will be equals to 1. So let us just write this in a standard form. So we will have, so this time is this is the same as 2 over x plus 2 equals 1. And then the following step is for us to destroy these fractions so that our equation will be easier to solve. So to do this, we need to determine our lowest common denominator. So in this case, our lowest common denominator, we will find it by looking at our x plus 2, and here we know that it can be 1 over 1, which will be, so our LCD in this case will be their product. So in other words, we're going to multiply this and this and that, so we should basically give us x open bracket x plus 2. So this will be our lowest common denominator. And then the following step, just going to use this LCD to destroy each of these fractions. So we're going to multiply 1 over x with our LCD, 2 over x plus 2 with our LCD, and 1 over 1 with our LCD. So we will have, we multiply this with 1 over x. And then we say plus, we also multiply it with 2 over x plus 2. Then we say equals to, we write our LCD also this side. We also multiply it with 1 over 1. And then we know that when we calculate this x here of our LCD will cancel out with this x here. So this x will cancel this x. Then before the positive sign, we will have 1 multiplied by x plus 2, which will basically be x plus 2, right? So we're done this side. And then when we get to this side, we know that this x plus 2 will cancel this x plus 2. So we'll be left with 2 multiplied by x, which will basically give us 2x. In the same way, on the right hand side, this one will multiply this, which will basically be the same. And we'll just say x multiplied by x will give us x squared, and then x multiplied by 2, which will give us plus 2x. And then so on the left hand side, we're just going to add the like terms. So we have x plus 2x, which will give us 3x, and then we have plus 2, and then we write our right hand side as it is. And then what follows from here, just gonna take this 3x to the right hand side to group it with its like term, and also we take this 2 to the right hand side. So we basically have x squared on the right hand side plus 2x, and then we transpose this 3x to the right hand side. So it's positive, it will be negative 3x. Then we then transpose this 2 to the right hand side, which will be negative 2 since it is positive on the left. So we're left with 0 on the left hand side. And then maybe to write this in a standard form, we'll have x squared, and then 2x minus 3x will give us minus x, and then we have minus 2 equals 0. And then so out of this, we know that we'll have 2 open and closed brackets, and what we put here and here, so variables or numbers that we put here and here, when we multiply them must give us x squared, which will be x and x. And the numbers that we put here and here, when we multiply them, they must give us 2. And when we add and subtract them, they must give us minus 1. So it's going to be 2 and 1. So since our middle number is negative, we give a bigger number a negative sign and a small number a positive sign. Since we are running out of space, we know that out of this, our x value will be equals to 2, or our x value will be equals to minus 1. So we found 2 values of x. So we now have to find the values of y by using the values of x that we found here. So we are going to utilize equation number 3. So equation number 3, we know that y is equals to x plus 2 over 2. So let's start first with x equals to 2. So we're going to put 2 where there's x. So we're going to have 2 plus 2 over 2, meaning our y value will be equals to 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 over 2, it's 2. This is the first value of y. And then we're going to say or y will be equals to, so where there's x, we now put negative 1. So we're going to have negative 1 plus 2 over 2. This will lead us to having negative 1 plus 2 will give us 1 over 2. So this will be our second value of y. Thank you.